So you're about to cheat in the online treasure cup, and your opponent catches you, and then they point a gun to the camera.
And they're just like, please, sir, I have a family.
You're like,
They're just like, mail me your deck or else.
like, please, I'll do anything. And they're fucking trigger happy.
You fucking call a judge.
Wait, hold on, wait.
He's like, why the fuck?
All right, boys, ready for clap toast?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Okay.
That was almost sexy. Brandon, get your shit together.
Truly.
What is good, homies? This is Chris from the Small Hat Crew, joined today by Small Hat Manny,
Yo, everybody.
Small Hat Brandon.
Nice.
Was that better?
The fuck was that?
You said clap test. Small hat Brennan.
And Small Hat Nick.
God, Brandon's on like a 300 millisecond delay right now. This shit's gas.
And then we have
lag.
He's Windows Edge.
not sure if there'll be any commentary, but we do also have Mrs. Manifest.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So we're finally recording. We're finally doing this.
Yep.
Finally in 2 different ways. What if 2 different ways?
An hour and a half.
We haven't uploaded in 2 weeks, so that's one finally. But also, we've been troubleshooting this shit for like the last
hour 18.
hour, maybe.
Yeah.
Hour and 18 minutes.
Bro, yeah, the mic just
Well, you
wouldn't.
know what? We'll give it 18 minutes slack because there was some eating involved. So an
That
hour.
is true. That is true.
And not food.
Cleaning off the table.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
He meant ass.
Yes.
That was the okay.
We
so
were tossing salads out here in the
With
small
the
hat
return of the
stuff.
Small Hat podcast, what about the Small Hat locals, Chris? What's happening?
oh yeah, the Manny.
Manny,
would you
what?
want to do Small Hat Local next Saturday? Are you free to?
Actually, when you say next Saturday, you mean the Saturday coming up?
This upcoming Saturday.
Not tomorrow, not like 2 days from now.
Oh yeah, today I forgot there is we haven't hit Saturday this week. Yeah, no, this is way too. I'm not uploading this till like tomorrow. So it would be not this week's Saturday, but the following week's Saturday.
As of right now, I think I'm free if we still do it at the same time. So
It'll be
sure.
like June 8th.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll see. We'll see. All right. The Small Hat Local probably returns next week. Who knows?
Woo!
Or at least gonna acknowledge it.
Hell yeah.
I literally forgot it was a thing. Okay. Every week I mean to bring it back and then I just forget about it. I forgot like it was a thing. But anyway.
What's better than an inconsistent local?
That's true. Imagine you're fucking like every week your local shop just forgets to open.
Yeah. You just show
You
up
just
and they're
drive
just like,
30
oh,
minutes.
Fuck, One Piece. That's
What about
right.
the
damn it.
name change, Chris? Small Hat Global.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about also changing it from the Small Hat Local to the Small Hat Global. Because it's not local and everyone from around the world can participate in it. And also all the time people are always like, I'm in Europe. Can I participate in this?
Yeah,
I like
but
Small Hat Global.
I feel like if you keep it Small Hat Local, it makes them feel closer to you. And don't you
You're
want
the
your
Small Hat
fans
crew. I have to know.
You have to
close to
know.
you? No, Small Hat Global does sound dope though.
Yeah. So this video, this video is being recorded on the same day that Paper Mario Thousand Year Door just dropped. So you guys will be seeing it on the following day. So I would like to dedicate this episode.
No one's gonna see this. We're gonna be busy playing Paper Mario.
True.
I would like to
good game.
dedicate
We're
this.
gonna be their background noise.
Yes.
I would like to dedicate this episode, or whatever we're calling these, to the sexiest character in all of human nonfiction, Goombella.
Shit. Chris, please.
Brandon, no. I said human. I said nonfiction.
Brandon's fiction?
I'm fiction.
Brandon's
Brandon's
fiction.
not here? He's not a real person?
Bro,
Nope.
fuck
Shit.
none of this is real.
Yeah.
The Matrix.
My God. Doesn't get much harder than Goombella. Let's all be honest here.
Oh, let me be
me see
clear.
Goombella.
Wait, so fiction.
Goombella?
Are you familiar with the Goombella, Brandon?
Goombella?
Okay.
Just Google search it real quick. Look at the first 4 images.
Is
I was
how
gonna-
It sounds like
I am aware
Bella.
of what you're about to
Goombella.
do.
Like a Goomba?
G-U-M and then Bella.
G-O-O-M.
How do I
B-E-L-L-A.
Get to fucking Safari
Sorry,
on
guys,
this
I
thing.
don't
Oh,
play
Where it says
here we go.
Safari.
Well, no, I clicked on it, but it wasn't working. Okay.
Images.
B-E-L-L-A.
Okay.
Alright,
Goombella.
so I have save search on,
Oh.
which I never turned it off, but there is a blurred image. Hold on. View image real quick.
Oh God. Oh no.
Damn.
That's
People are horny for Goombella, bro. I don't get it.
Bro.
Oh no.
Like an uncircumcised penis.
I'm sorry, but oh my god.
Whoa,
Of
whoa,
all
whoa.
They gave her thighs. She didn't even have legs.
Wait, did
All
they?
the things.
No, in not that. God, that.
You know when I first saw this? So I thought this was like an arm. I thought someone was like holding her in
No,
their hand.
no.
Yeah.
It's a peni.
Yeah.
It did take me a second to put it together. I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm looking at.
No,
but
it's
explicit.
scroll down. Never mind.
Go
It was
back
on a white
to
one.
The
one
other
that's
blurred
in
one?
the-
Yeah, there was another white blurred one.
Okay, wait, which of these filtered blurred images is it?
If it's either that one or this.
There
one.
are so many.
It wasn't that one, but essentially they gave her thighs. They didn't even have legs. She just got feet.
Anyway,
Remake of a 20-year-old game and they're just horny.
God.
Is that some hog tie-in situation I see?
where?
Bottom middle.
It's Goombella, it might be. Anyway, okay, so we can go ahead and get
Christ.
started on
You
the
guys are
actual
sick.
One Piece related topics. My
out to
God,
Kelsey.
that was a I just wanted to shout her out. And Mike, it devolved.
And now you gave all of our fans viruses.
True.
if you have not looked up Goombella on Google Images, you're gonna want to do that right away. Anyway,
Yourself a favor, turn safe search off.
but anyway,
Engage protocol.
all right, boys and gal and Papo. Okay, I hate to do it, but once again, I think this is the fourth podcast in a row where the topic is cheating. There's just, bro, I feel like
It's fucking rampant.
it's rampant.
So
There's
did something new happen because I've been essentially off
Oh
the
my-
grid for
yes.
us.
Yeah, there were two cheating
Two!
situations.
there
So
were
what
two.
happened?
Okay,
One of them was a judge who was playing in an event and got caught cheating and was trying to like talk down his opponent like, no, bro, no, you don't have to call a judge. And
I
eventually
am
he
a
did.
judge.
What did you do?
He had cards in his lap, and when he took a life, he said, he looked at it and he said, let me just think real quick. Had the cards right here at the end of the table, and he was basically putting cards, a lot like the person that we think had a person under the table. But this one was legitimately like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because when his opponent calls him out on it and says, hey, can you move your hand above the table? He's like, oh yeah, of course. And in the second that he moves his hand, you can see a card in his lap that he pushes under the table. And his opponent just fucking like laughs. Because at that point, they're both 8-1. So whoever wins this round is in for thousands of dollars. And if you look at it too, he was in a solid position. I don't know the full game state, but like he had
Oh, it was a
3
yellow
life.
player cheating too, wasn't it?
Yeah, he
Fucking
had
yellow,
life.
bro.
His opponent was 0 life. He was in a good position, and he cheated and fucking threw it all away on that. So fucking idiot.
this guy right here.
Hand
Bro,
in
why are
his
you
lap.
putting your hand on your
And then
I see you
On your
when he moves his
Goombella.
hand.
on your Goombella.
Watch when he moves
Exactly.
his hand, though. Watch when he moves his hand. You can see that card in his
Bro!
lap.
Oh, my.
100%.
You got caught so bad.
And that's where his opponent is just like, did you just... Oh, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and have to call the judge. And then his video cuts off there, and it's just funny as fuck.
Yeah, so
Like-
that's one. And then there's another one that happened. I guess before we shift, we'll-
To the next one.
Try to
So, my thoughts on this. Number one,
You're stupid.
why, if you're going to do this form of cheating, this man is so stupid, he angled his camera where it's
Yeah!
higher up, where it's like, you know, I'm going to cheat, I'm going to have cards here, but I'm also going to put my camera right up here, where you can see my cheating.
I'm gonna cheat.
Like-
It's all gonna take place in my lap, and I'm gonna give you an angle that gives them access to my lap.
Like,
That makes-
like obviously we're not condoning this in any way, but it's like, you know, when you see, like, there used to be a show on VHS that was called like Dumb Criminals Caught on Tape.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where
yeah,
it was like
yeah.
people getting caught, but then they did just the dumbest shit after the fact. This is it.
This guy's fucking dumb. You notice Awakens has this Tennyson. Do you think that's for like Ben Tennyson?
Yes.
Do you think Awakens rocking the Omnitrix?
Yes.
I think so too. But Brandon, so like you mentioned, the guy under the table. So actually, in that one, when we uploaded that video, there were a few people that were like coming to his defense. Like,
Yes.
Bro.
That's what I was talking about when I watched this video. That's what I put in the Discord. I'm like, you know damn well there's gonna be some people in our comments. For all we know, a card slipped into his lap when he had it over
bro,
the table.
it was crazy too.
Like-
That was so dumb because it's like they're like, you can't even tell if he's cheating or not. And it's like, you mean to tell me that every single round when this happens, every single round before he does it, he moves to this specific part of the table because they're like, what if he just has a twitch? What if the twitch is that he pivots to a specific part of the table, a card goes down, then a card comes up every single round?
Yeah,
it's like,
just-
are you fucking stupid?
It's one of those. It's one of those things where it's
Nervous
that.
tick I have.
It's one of those. Yes. It's just one of those things where it's that like. It's not like. Could you see through 100% that he's cheating? Sure. No, 'cause otherwise it would have been clear there would be no arguments. But it's one of those things where it's that there's so much going against it, and there's so much going against it that you could read between the lines.
You mean to tell me over 8 hours, over 8 rounds, over the course of 8 rounds, the only time I ever have this twitch of mine is in this
Is when
one
my
specific
opponent's
location.
attacking.
It's this one specific location. You know, I only experience it when I'm on this part of the table, and that is the only time where I do my twitch, where my card goes down and then a card comes up. Like,
And then the card that came up that I'm just fiddling with is, oh, it's the card I need.
and it's always the card. Yeah.
Hell yeah,
You know,
brother.
you know what's the craziest part about this video? The craziest part about this video is I don't know how many people are playing in this tournament, but I would argue to say if it's a okay, it says Treasure Cup. So I'm assuming there's about 512 players
Minimum, yeah.
minimum. So let's say there's 512 players. Even if he's X2, he gets prizing.
Yeah,
It's
now
one of
he
those
doesn't
things.
get shit.
It's one of those things where it's that like if you're gonna lose, just take the L.
Yeah.
Because now what just happened is
You're getting nothing.
you get nothing.
You might get banned.
Yeah. Well, he's not gonna get banned.
No,
because
I
Dan
said
hasn't
might,
banned
I said might, you know.
He ain't gonna ban nobody in the streets.
And my thing is, his opponent has 0 life. You still have what, 2 life after that hit, I believe.
No, 3 life.
3 life after that hit. So like, and yes,
And he has a 10-drop mom on the
and
board.
yes, we don't know what's in his hand, but it can't be that bad that you're like, man, the only way I win this game right now is cheating. It doesn't look like he has a 8-drop Katakuri and a Big Mom on board. I'm like, bro, opponent has 2 blockers.
He also has a
and no
Parasparrow.
life. Like it doesn't look like you're in a spot of like I lose next turn.
I know.
Just looking
I
at
just
it,
don't
but
get
you
it.
still have to cheat.
I just don't
That's
get
my
it.
thing where I'm like, cheater's gonna cheat. That's
And
just
your
it.
opponent only has 2 Dawn.
Yeah, cheater's gonna cheat. That's
Because he just played the Gecko.
fucking ridiculous.
Yo, this whole thing is God. He picked the worst time to cheat to even cheat.
That's why I'd be so happy if I was his opponent, because I'm like, you just gave me
The
the game.
win.
Like,
You gave me a round, because it's
What's
8-1, so
funnier-
this is round 10. You gave me a round
yes.
10 win.
What's funnier is if you
No, its record's 8-1. He's already
yeah,
won
so
the
he's
game.
gonna be 9-1 now. And if you I love the opponent's reaction, because it was almost like a startled, but like, I can't believe this shit just
Yeah.
happened reaction.
Whoa.
And I was just like, good on you, man. Good on you. Like, fuck that guy.
Now, see, this is something I would just say because this is the one that he's the judge, right?
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if the judge community revoked his status.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
I hope so.
I would not be surprised. Because you can't expect Bandai to do anything.
No,
but
because
as far as...
he was just displaying what not to do for his
That is true. This was
During
a
round 10.
Yeah. Yeah, so that when you take the next judge exam, and because they probably have to address cheating at some point, right?
Exactly.
So there's going to be a segment about cheating, and it's going to be it's going to be multiple different cheating examples. But it's going to be like, which of these is the dumbest way you could possibly
he's gonna show
cheat?
the video, and he's gonna be like, "Do you think this person cheated?" And when they say yes, he's like, "You failed the exam."
Also, to be fair, the judge exam is not like vetted. It's you
No, yeah.
apply, you take the exam,
Absolutely.
you pass, great. You fail, you get to schedule to take it again. So anyone can become a judge. It's nothing against judges.
Absolutely.
But,
Yeah.
But when you do put yourself in that position as a judge, you have to kind of hold yourself to a higher standard.
Yeah.
You know, like Nick said, anybody can become a judge. But if you're going out of your way to become a judge, you have to be the better person. You have to hold yourself to a higher standard.
Yeah.
Because we are going to.
Unless I don't
The
want to.
community is going to hold
Valid.
you to a higher standard.
Yeah.
Because that's just
So-
the way it is. Because it's like you went above and beyond to be a judge,
Exactly.
to understand the game to a point where you could teach everyone how to do it. And at that point, it's you are for without results in tournaments, you are a professional player because you understand the game to every mechanic.
I think a big part of it too is just because like, as a judge, you have to be able to give your word, and people have to be able to trust your word.
Yeah, and if
That
you
know
do
what
this, I
you're
can't
talking
trust.
about. I don't
anything
trust you at all. You're
fucking because now the judge could be doing.
There could be collusion.
There'd be collusion where he's doing like a homie judge, where it's like wherever his friend is playing, he's like, actually, bro, when he plays Big Mom, he could choose to either double heal or double take. So
Yeah.
And it's just like, figured I would have heard about that ruling before.
No, it's-
Or if he wants to, he can do both.
I'm the judge, sir.
I'm the judge.
If he wants to, he could do both. And that's when you go, I didn't know that, but it is yellow, so it could be.
Exactly.
It could be.
it sounds like a yellow card to me.
Yeah, no, it does. So yeah, that's our first instance of cheating.
God.
It's crazy too, because I I don't want the podcast just to be about cheating every single week.
Got
But,
your cheetahs.
but
Stop
nothing
cheating.
else.
Cheating.
Nothing else happens in this community.
Getting caught, you idiots. Like,
Every time something noteworthy happens in the community, it's always just about fucking cheating.
Please, somebody go catch a charge or something so that we can talk about something.
Yes, I want to know about the One Piece player that killed somebody.
Exactly. Please don't. Hold on.
I want to know about the One Piece player that killed Small Hat Brandon.
Hold on.
Wait,
we don't need them to be telling the cop. Yeah, I was watching a Small Hat channel and
they told me to
kinda
kill
provoked
people.
me to kill somebody. Don't do it. Don't.
No, do it. Do it.
That
If
is
you have
Small
any
Hat
balls.
Chris.
You remember the?
I'm leaving.
Well, I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but one of the Beatle members got killed by a guy that said he got influenced by The Catcher in the Rye. That he read The Catcher in the Rye, and he's like, I gotta go kill one of the Beatles members.
Is that what that was something that happened in South Park? I never knew what it was referencing. I didn't know that was why.
Yes, that's why.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
the second video on cheating.
So the second
God.
video on
Cool.
cheating. So this one, there's a whole story. So once you've watched it,
Okay, am I watching it first without context, or are you
Yeah.
giving me context first?
let's give you context because I think
Okay.
I think it's very funny.
Okay, what's the context?
I think this whole situation is very, very funny. Okay.
what is her name again on Twitter? Do you
I think
remember?
it's like, it's not Lorraine, is it?
It's something like that.
I think it starts with an L.
It does.
I'm pretty sure it's Lorraine. It might not be.
It could be a different
It's
name.
a cheater, so who cares?
Okay,
Who cares?
It could be a different name, but for the sake of the story to continue,
Lenore.
her
That's
name's
right.
Lenore.
Her name is Cheater. Okay.
Cheater,
So,
cheater, pumpkin eater.
Do not send hate to this person. Like this is
Of
not.
course not.
This is not
this-
saying
we,
send
we're just
hate.
saying our opinion because that's just it.
And-
There's a difference between taking an accountability and like actively being a part of the problem. So just keep that in mind because you never know what somebody's going through.
Yeah.
But it does suck that she didn't take accountability.
so this is why this is funny.
Okay.
So the week before this video drops,
Yes.
so the week before this Treasure Cup or whatever, she makes a whole she goes in this little tirade on Twitter about how like her locals banned her and they're accusing her of cheating and they're attacking her character and all that and how it's bullshit and the whole community's like rallying behind her like that's not fair, blah blah blah. And then a week later, this video of her cheating in a fucking event drops.
Now what do you do? Like, what do you do?
My
It's
thing
kind
is
of
like-
like, how dare they say that I'm a cheater? I'll never cheat in my life. There's a video of you cheating. That was the only time, I swear.
That's the second one. You got
Oh,
the,
God.
you got the strapping. Imagine it escalating to that. You cheated.
Play this commercial where we're talking about someone catching a charge.
Imagine you're a cheater, right? And you go to you're playing against someone in the actually that makes it even funnier. You're playing the online treasure cup.
Her name was there, actually.
Yeah, no, it's Lenore though. I remember.
Yes.
So you're about to cheat in the online treasure cup, and your opponent catches you, and then they point a gun to the camera.
And they're just like, please, sir, I have a family.
You're like,
They're just like, mail me your deck or else.
like, please, I'll do anything. And they're fucking triggered.
You fucking call a judge.
Wait,
in there,
wait,
the
hold on,
judge
wait.
joins, he's like, why the fuck?
So throughout this entire game, she's. Okay.
She's like
so we can pause it.
reorganizing her trash above her hand in a way. Is like,
Well, so even before that, so she's been messing with her trash the entire time, like reorganizing the order of the cards in there and everything like that. Now feel free to continue next.
so she would I played a gavel. I boost my leader. I'm gonna look at my trash, see what all's still in here, so I can think about what else is left in my deck. But then she would stack it so there's 3 gum gavels on top of her trash. Move one of them, leave it there, flip the trash over, ask her opponent to look at their trash, and then while the opponent's distracted, drop the gavel from the trash into their hand.
I saw her do it on this one. I saw her do it.
and if
I
you-
figured that's where I was going.
and if
Because
you
she
look
put
at
her
it-
trash directly above her
Yeah.
head. The moment I saw that, I was like, I know where
Oh,
this is
it's over.
going.
It's
this
over.
is some Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist, Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle City when Arcana makes the Dark Magician drop from the top when
Yeah.
Yugi cuts the deck.
Because it's fucking just the edge is trimmed.
Yeah.
So
And-
what
and
I
if
found.
you look at it as well, he explains it very well in the video. Right before she
Shout out
drops
Yeah,
it,
shout out to Awaken.
Yeah,
Awaken's that guy.
Right before she drops it, she squares, just squares her hand
Hand.
so that you literally only see the top. And then after she drops it, you can see that her hand is still perfectly squared with one card kind of overlapping the card that she
Yeah, I
dropped.
see it.
Because you're not going to drop it perfectly square. So blatant cheating.
Yeah.
Late
Yeah.
fucking
No, for real, shout out to Awaken.
So-
Where did we go that we met him?
It was Orlando regional.
It was the Orlando Regional.
DPG, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Awaken is, I actually do think, aside from Joey, I think this is the one One Piece content creator that I met in person that I actually really liked. I think he's really chill because a lot of the
throwing beef to every other
I feel like Chris is
I'm
gonna
right
forget- I feel like Chris is gonna forget that he met someone. They're gonna be watching the video
Bro.
and just like, damn.
Well, because it's like a lot of the other ones are cool or whatever, but a lot of people like they have a certain energy on camera and then they're like more awkward in person or stuff like that. Like Awaken approached me and he was cool and everything. Like
Oh yeah.
it was just a very different experience because there's a lot of them where I meet them and it's like I don't really want to experience this anymore. I'm gonna go away now. But that was not.
I just unsubscribe. As you're talking to them, you're pulling up their YouTube channel to unsubscribe.
God, that reminds me of one time at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Regional. We were hanging out outside because it was at they always do some regionals at Silver Spur Arena in Kissimmee for some fucking reason. I don't know like why
because
that place is just so
it's
cheap
the
to
most
rent
common.
out.
It's the main venue.
But it was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Event back in the day, and I'm sitting there talking to this couple. They hand me their business card. Because they run an online Yu-Gi-Oh! store to sell cards and vend.
Okay.
And I crumpled the business card in front of them and throw it away because I just thought it was trash. They gave me another one. It's just like I'm.
They gave you another?
Yeah, because it was not thinking about it. I did it, then I kept the second one.
I just
Oh,
imagine,
you did it again.
It would have been funny.
I literally just imagine you, Chris, like you know, like you're talking to this other like One Piece tuber,
Yeah.
and then they're like, yeah, and then you go, hey, so what's your channel again? And you're like, and they're like, blah blah blah. You're like, oh, okay, cool. I'm not subscribed. All right.
Yeah. No, there's a few that are cool in person. VV Theory's also cool in person. Spoke to him for a good while.
Yeah.
Because there's just a lot. There's some that it's like I could see myself hanging out with this person at the venue for the entirety of it. And then there's the ones where you say like, hey, and then you kind of walk away.
Yeah, like. I mean, you say your hellos, you say, you know, like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's like nice to finally meet you, blah,
nice to
blah,
meet you,
and
blah,
walk
blah,
away.
and then you call it a day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking laugh. Next event he goes to, people just do it ironically. They just come up to him, hey, and just walk the fuck away. Just fucking person after person. Chris is gonna be
So
like,
back-
You're
Backstory
Daniel
on
from
this.
the large hats. It's like, fuck you.
Yes. So
I don't know whether she was self-proclaimed, but like she was supposedly the #1 Nami player of Australia, so she's topped.
no. I'm pretty sure she is the best performing Nami. She has at least 2 serials with Nami.
So that's all just stolen prizing at this point. People are speculating. She
Well,
also,
yeah, but that's what happens when you get caught cheating. Like,
she was accused of cheating weeks before.
Yes. So then after what you were gonna say something, Brandon?
So I hate the thing I hate the most is victim complex, where they have that victim complex of guys, I'm the victim here. They kicked me out of the store. It's bullshit. You get people to rally behind you, and then you're gonna fucking do it on camera.
Bro, and so what was so funny about this to me is because after this happens, she deactivates Twitter, just disappears.
well, she has to.
And I'm like, that's funny. as fuck.
How do you
Yeah, well,
defend yourself?
Right. But
Then
so
she comes back.
So she deactivates, right? And then I'm doing a stream one day and I'm talking to chat about it, and I'm like, I guarantee you, she does not leave silent. I guarantee you she's going to come back and she's either going to try to get pity to get back into the community, or she's just gonna try to make everybody feel bad. Like, I did this bad thing, but you guys did all this other stuff too. Because shortly after, a video or a tweet comes out or whatever, it's screenshots of her messages or messages of someone with her, and apparently it's that she, like, the community was like just on her ass, and she couldn't handle it, had a mental breakdown, and had to be like institutionalized or something. I think it was for attempting sewer slide.
Attempted, yeah.
Sewer slide?
Sewer slide. When I played
Sewer slide.
YouTube.
when I played Wizard, when I played Wizard 101, that's how I set it around the filter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You don't have to get around the filter for YouTube, otherwise it'll demonetize.
No, we don't. Suicide. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so that happens or whatever. So then I'm talking to chat and I'm like, I guarantee you that this will be used as like a card about how shit the community is and everything, and she's gonna try to get like, instead of like apologizing and taking accountability and stuff like that, she's instead just gonna try to get pity. So then she reactivates her Twitter, comes back, and she does her apology. I do apologize. So all right, we finally get to an apology.
Yeah.
I do apologize for my actions, but I do not seek forgiveness, because if there was a chance I'd be forgiven, that is long gone because of the hateful words this community has thrown my way. I don't want to be a part of your community. The community that thinks it's okay to bully someone to the point where they feel as though there is no point living. Attached below are some of the examples of the things that were said to me. For every comment, for every person that posted something hurtful instead of bringing awareness, know you're a part of the reason I almost lost my life. This should have been something that was said once. So basically,
It's an essay with one sentence. Like,
So,
I'm sorry.
so the only apology, there's one sentence as apology, and it's, I am sorry, but, and then it's just attacking the community.
And then it's attacking the community and pity.
It's yeah, I want pity, I want sympathy. I'm not actually really going to apologize. I'm going to attack random members of the community. I'm going to dedicate an entire tweet to examples of people attacking me and everything. And then I'm going to make a tweet called Trigger Warning where I like show my wristband from when I was in the, yeah.
I feel so passionate about it because I've been a girl in this community. I know it's hard a lot of times for, like, I'll meet girls at treasure cups that have gone through a situation. Manny knows, like, towards the beginning I almost quit because some guys are ruthless. So it makes me feel so fucking shitty that, like, one of the girls that was doing so good, and also you're cheating playing Nami. Like, mention, like, you're playing Nami. You're already, yeah, nobody's already having fun. Like, to play the I'm gonna kill myself card. Like, girl, come on, get it together. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, come on, you're representing the females of our community. Like, do a little bit better than that. I don't know. It just makes me so mad to like see that happen because we're already viewed as like lower in the community. So it pisses me off, honestly.
It was just also, go for it, Manny, you're up to something.
So what I would say is mostly the fact that it's like kind of to how, you know, like my wife was saying, is that like I understand, and I'm pretty sure this table knows, it's hard for girls to get into a card game, period.
It is.
Any card game. It doesn't even have to be this one, just any card game.
Because of the
Because of what?
What? What?
What did he say?
What did he say? But like I get that it's hard, right? But it's like it's one of those things where it's that like you got caught doing something wrong.
Yeah.
At that point, it's one of those things where like you didn't have to write an essay apology at first. Right. You could have just said to everyone, I am sorry. I'll have more comments later, but I am sorry. And then and then had that be while you recuperate your thoughts. And I'm not saying that you have to even do that off the front end, but it's one of those things where it's that like you did wrong and the community is bad. All you're doing is naming a problem that we already have, which we should work on doing better, but that doesn't excuse that you got caught cheating. Especially because I'm assuming that's being recorded on this. It's a big event. What was it? It was
I think it was a treasure cup.
It was a treasure cup. Sure. So you're saying that hey, there's people that have put in the time to learn their deck and everything, and you cheated them out of their win that they worked hard for, and it's not even like, well, I tried my hard too. Well, they tried just as hard or harder, and you took that away from them.
My biggest problem with this whole thing is that she never took any accountability for anything.
No, there is no accountability. There's half a sentence.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna bring up.
That's my problem with this. Go for it, Brandon.
Just because you put the words "I apologize" does not make what you wrote an apology.
Yeah.
Like she's not sorry. She's sorry she got caught.
Anybody
She's
can
not
say,
even that.
I apologize. But it takes a real person to actually apologize. And that's not just saying I apologize is not an apology.
The fact that she couldn't even just say the words, I am sorry, without following up with a but.
Yeah.
She didn't even put like a frowny face emoji with the tear coming out of it.
Bro, yeah.
Are you kidding
and
me?
If
She
there's
didn't
not...
put R.I.P. my player. I don't know.
Didn't even put like an emoji.
Right.
Not even an
like,
emoji.
If you can't take the time to open up the emojis and put one in there, you're not sorry.
You're not
But
sorry.
in all honesty,
Yeah,
just putting I apologize, that pisses me off the most because it's like, I apologize. But anything before but doesn't fucking
Yeah,
matter.
it doesn't matter.
That's exactly
it doesn't matter
what
anymore.
it is.
It's like, it's not just that she never took accountability for anything. It was that the apology is insincere, doesn't even try to pretend that it is genuine, because immediately follows it up by being hostile and attacking people.
Yes.
And then it's also like, I'm going to attack people because you attacked me. You're just a hypocrite. You're literally just a hypocrite.
You can't attack someone and be mad that they attacked you and then attack them but rephrase it. You're gonna get mad at someone attacking you first, but you can't be the one in the wrong and then be mad. Because I would understand if you went undefeated and there was no video and someone's like, oh well, she probably did this. And you're like, haters gonna hate, but you can't get caught cheating because then people get mad that you cheated.
Because if you think about it, you want to blame the community, but you cheating, somebody cheating and winning a
That's
treasure
you.
cup,
You did it.
right? But somebody cheating and topping a treasure cup or a regional, you just stole you just stole thousands of dollars from that community.
You didn't just steal thousands of dollars from the community too. There are a bunch of different people that you just fucked over their
Yes.
run.
Yep.
There's at least 9 people that could have had a better chance and or topped, but you decided to cheat.
People more deserving of it is the thing. too.
Obviously, way more deserving. This is somebody that I would not slay this fire with.
No, I wouldn't.
True.
And my biggest, I think,
God, they would cheat and slay this fire too.
How?
my biggest problem.
I start with my deck. There's not an artifact that does that.
What I just was really rubs me the wrong way about this is that like, she's in the wrong, takes zero accountability for it,
Zero.
and then this pretty much just reads to me as I'm mad that my actions have consequences. I want it to be able to cheat and there be zero consequences. Now that some have happened, I'm upset, and now I'm gonna lash out because my actions had consequences.
Yeah.
I genuinely do hope that Lenore does not join this community. I do not
Absolutely.
want this person in our
Because you don't
community.
just get to do it and be like, whoopsie, I made a whoopsie.
There's-
No, you fucking take responsibility.
I will
What's-
say,
Fucking leave.
the topic has been talked to death on Twitter between us. We're probably not adding anything besides our opinion. So
Absolutely.
I just don't want to feel like we're adding more hate to the.
No.
No.
And at least I just want to say, anyone that has any form of emotional, like issues in any sense like that, please don't ever feel that you're at the bottom of anything.
Yeah.
I want to say that outright. Because
Just don't cheat.
Bro, what do y'all think about the One Piece like marketplace at the moment? 'Cause, like we were talking about before the podcast, fucking box top of Coronas are $20 a piece.
Gordon is 50.
So I understand. So the funny thing is, it's crazy how Gordon is 50. Is that for Purple Law decklist, some of them do.
Bro, they're so expensive. It's like
but
Jesus.
like they do play 4 raise max for Gordon, but some just choose to play 6.
Yeah.
And then like the people flex with the 4 Gordon and then the 2 raise max. But you can literally just do 2 Gordon for raise max, and then I even seen a list that topped that it just plays the 4 Gordon, which you could sub it out for the 4 raise max. And it's so crazy how like that's a concept of that like and I understand it was in this Uta demo deck and that's the only way to get it, but it's fucking crazy how much that card is. And the same thing with the Perona where people are like, yo, like I'm like the box art Perona is $20. I'm like, bro, I picked those up for $4.
Yeah.
I remember giving them away.
Yeah.
I remember getting so many promo packs at our locals that after first round, when I would beat somebody, I would just give them the promo pack.
Absolutely.
Like, we just got so many. I remember, like, needing 2 cards. I think, funnily enough, it was Gordon back then, too. I needed 2 more Gordons. So I went through my backpack. There's the front pocket. And there was just, like, 4 of them in there. I cracked them all open, took my Gordons out. Like,
I'm like, that's what me and Laura did, because we just had like demo decks chilling because we just had them, and then the moment the Purple Law deck is like, oh, you play Gordons, we're like, oh, we just crack them.
Yep. Bro,
And this one they were $15 a piece.
Bon Clay's on an upwards trend. He was like 30 at one point. He's up to 50 now.
The new one, right?
shot.
Yeah, the secret rare Bon Clay that just ramps on play. He's $50 for regular art right now.
Powerful.
He's good though, especially against.
Oh, he's
Halo,
such a good
because
generic
Not
card.
only do you ramp, but like he's a lot of decks out to Big Mom because I now have a 12K body. I'm
yeah.
for 4 I personally haven't kept up with the market ever since I sold my collection.
Valid.
But to hear those prices, God,
Bro, have you seen how much mono blue Dofi leader alt art is?
how much?
He's 200 plus.
Oof. I mean, that's no surprise.
I feel like he's been for a really long time, though, right?
Yeah.
He spiked recently. Cause
Yeah.
so
He was like 150, 170.
I think he was like 135.
No, I know he's been at least
That's
200.
Law's been like 200.
Law has been.
No, because I know Dofi has been more than 200 for a minute because for a long time, Blurple Crocodile was 240 and Dofi was always more than them.
I got rid of my law.
And then Croc dropped to 180. Croc's 180 right now.
Oh, never mind. I'm wrong. Dofi's 350 right now.
Yeah, that's what that's dope because he's always been above the 200 benchmark.
So now that I've sold my collection, I do want reprints.
Yes.
Now that I'm just playing the game and barely that,
Yes.
I want reprints.
Well,
Same.
Well, we are getting the reprint structure decks.
The structure decks, and there's supposed to be like another reprint set that's not EBO1. It's like best of collection, whatever that's called.
Yeah, do we know when that's?
We for Japan, it's coming out in like July, so we should know all the cards that are getting reprinted soon.
What do you? So let's talk about it. If you had to put in one card in the best of collection, what would it be?
Last Breath.
Last Breath.
Why? That's already in best of collection.
Yeah, but like I don't know. It was the first card to come to my mind. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't put it in there. But
Queen.
I paid.
Queen. I like Queen.
Katakuri's a good one. And Queen.
Katakuri.
I want a 4-drop blocker boa that's cheap and good looking because the regular boas look so bad. So I would say like 4-drop blocker.
What would
boa.
I would put.
What would I?
I would put blocker law. 5-drop blocker law.
That would be.
Oh yeah, 5-drop law would be a great reprint.
I don't know what I'd put in there.
There you go. It's called Premium Booster One Piece Card The Best. It releases July
The best.
July 27th.
The goats.
It should be Queen.
This is also one of the set that supposedly has like 20-something different Dons, and it's supposed to be a reprint of every Don. So all the Straw Hat Dons will probably, hopefully, plummet.
I don't know what card.
I really do think.
Karibo. I'd put Karibo.
Hell yeah.
Karibo.
Yeah.
Wing Karibo fans.
Bro,
right
do you
here.
know how happy I'd be if I opened one and a fucking Karibo fell out? I'd be like, alright, I'm not mad about this.
Yeah.
So I really think it should be Queen because starter deck Queen is $35, and they're like, so there's Super Pre-Release Queen.
Still a purple staple.
I still have my playset of those.
We have Queen.
It's like Garen sold his like immediately into the card game. It was really funny.
Honestly, I would put Borsalino.
Yeah, Borsalino.
I was thinking
Salvo
Barcelona
as well.
also.
Yeah.
Who's
Borsalino.
on?
Speaking of Borsalino.
I guess they wouldn't even be on here, but you know, people are crying out, "We need a Queen! Bandai, please print another Queen!"
Yeah.
And it's a fucking prize card.
It's not a prize.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did get a prize card. Queen.
Yeah, so they're like, "We got
Treasure
you,
Cup
fucking
one?
prize
Yes.
card."
Here you go.
Like, guys, we need Queen reprints. It's in the judge pack. Good luck at pulling
What
it.
would have been hilarious is if they did the Rush Queen instead.
Well, here's what's
We
great.
gave you your Queen reprint.
So Queen was expensive. People begged for reprints. So now it's in a fucking judge pack. So people are still begging for their reprint because you just can't get it. Now it's a prize card. People are still begging for the Queen reprint. Now it's a SP.
Yeah. Oh, there's an SP coming out?
There's
Yeah.
an SP Queen and
Oh, that's
opioid.
dope.
Yep.
Bro, they refuse to give the players Queen. Like,
God,
Bro,
I really need to. Like,
every
get
Queen
back
is so
into
fucking
it.
expensive and hard to get a hold of. It should. No card, I think, is as hard to get as this fucking Queen.
I will say, I really like the Treasure Cup Queens, though.
Oh yeah, no,
They
they're
look-
gas.
I don't like them.
I will say this: the moment you anyone that sees a purple structure deck, even for $50, buy it.
Yeah, there's two
absolutely.
Queens in there.
Buy that in a heartbeat. There's 2
If
queens.
buy it-
You can flip it right
if you
there.
find it for anything under 70, you buy it instantly.
Yeah.
Because other than Queen, I don't think there's anything good in it.
The Onigashima. That's the only way you get Onigashima.
Yeah. Buy Onigashima for like probably 20 cents.
Yeah, Onigashima coming out in the new best selection.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's if you buy
Yeah.
the best selection.
Yeah, and the best selection too sold out pretty much instantly.
We got it on the second wave.
Hell yeah.
Have we seen all of OP08?
Yes.
We have.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. That's what I thought. How are you guys feeling about the fact that we have now seen all of the cards in OP08 and Calgara? Now that we've seen the full roster, he's gotten nothing.
He got-
They
he
finally
got-
got his face on a card.
5-drop.
He's a
right?
He got a
vanilla.
vanilla.
It's a 6/8 vanilla.
6/8 vanilla.
6/8 vanilla. So
They gave him
basically,
nothing.
For 6 Dawn, you're getting a 6/8 for 1 Dawn when you're at 6 Dawn.
Yeah. And then you take a
for
life.
losing a life. Yeah, I think. But I do think that he's going to be one of those leaders that just gets more support in the next set. I think he's not good right now, but we've seen it. The leaders right now, they either get like a really good package right away, or they get a decent amount of support in the next set. I believe
What leader
that
would you
he's
give an
gonna
example
get-
to?
I
'Cause I don't think that
make me
happens
do
in One
this off
Piece.
the top of my head.
I zoned out. What are we talking about right now?
He's saying
Blue Dofi
What about Blue Dofi?
took 4 sets, but he's getting
4
there.
sets.
He's
We
getting-
haven't
wait,
even.
hold on,
It's
I'm sorry.
been.
It took 8 sets, but he's getting
Oh
there.
god damn!
But he's getting no.
Well,
but
Barbara Croc's just around the corner.
Oh!
There were a few though. For example, we got a shit
Wait.
ton of Revolutionary Army cards.
May I get, remember? So I did
I'm
zone out. What are we talking about?
We're talking about leaders that when they came out weren't good, but the set immediately after
I
they
didn't
got
say
the
made
support.
them good,
Oh,
but
yeah.
gave them support.
Yeah.
I do believe that he's going to get more support
I
in
think
the
so,
next
too.
set. Such as, you know what, prime example. Does it make him good? No, but we just, in this set, we did get a shit ton more cards for Vegapunk.
Yeah.
We
Which
basically
took all of
got...
Elgara's spots. It's so fucking funny.
It's really funny and it pissed me off because I'm like, okay, well, Vegapunk is
Actually, you're right,
irredeemable,
yeah. I'll give you
so
that
stop
one.
giving me. Yeah, see.
Well, okay, here's the thing about even that though, because it's like him getting support was actually just Black Yellow Luffy support. So let's be
You're right,
real.
you're right. But no, I mean, some of the Vegapunk cards that came out are good. Is it gonna make the deck a thing? No. At this point, a leader that can't attack just is not a thing. Like it has to be so good. And I feel like Vegapunk on paper, we don't have to talk about it. We've already talked about Vegapunk out the ass.
I was talking to chat during a stream. Also, while I'm on the topic of streaming, so it just reminded me. During my last stream, I gave some thoughts on something.
You're a thought.
But
Yes.
anyway, the very next day, it somehow was relevant again. Chat, I would like you to settle the debate of like Lola Bunny or Carrot. Who do you think is better?
Oh,
Lola Bunny.
What the
Thank you.
fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's
Lola
not even
Bunny.
That's not even
close.
a question. Anybody? All right. And don't
Space
get me wrong.
Jam 1. That's Space Jam with LeBron. Space Jam 1.
Space Jam 1.
And here's the thing.
Is Lola Bunny furry?
Carrot,
Yes.
Carrot's fucking weird.
Bro, me too. That's what I said.
I don't like anything
I don't like her
about
either.
Like, I
She
don't
seems-
like her as a character.
I think she's annoying.
I don't like it.
Who,
Yes.
who was on the other end of this?
Joey.
You know what?
Leo, we're looking at you. Haley's boyfriend
Who?
goes to our locals.
Oh, the Yamato. fanatic.
Yeah, he's like, oh, as soon as Carrot comes out, I'm going to Carrot, like waifu,
Oh.
and I'm just like, that's cool.
Yeah, he
Sorry, but it's a little bit.
has tape.
God, where was I going with this? Oh, I remember. So, okay, but during the stream, when I was talking to chat and all that, one of the things that came up was about, like, leaders not getting support and everything. Because we were talking about Isho. We were talking about how fucking Isho came out and they printed
Zero support.
2 Green Navy cards. And one was Daddy Master.
Yeah, but Isho to me is a generic. Like, there are some leaders that are just generic. Like, you can find a build for it if you really put in the time.
Well, okay.
Isho doesn't need Navy.
I will
No, no,
say
no,
this
no, no.
real fast though. Daddy Masterson is busted during
Daddy
Seal.
Yeah, he is.
Fucking
During Seal,
Masters.
that
No,
man was
baby.
busted.
But here's what I'm getting at, though.
Okay.
We now have 2 different Green Navy leaders. And because there is no Green Navy support,
I'm blanking. Who's the second?
Rosinante,
Oh, he is Navy. Okay.
There is green navies.
there's a total of 4 Green Navy cards and 1 is a vanilla.
There's
Okay,
Drake
but
X.
think about it. That's 16 cards out of your deck, bro.
That is true.
That's a third
But
of the
here's
deck.
the problem. Because they don't print Green Navy, getting Green Navy leaders that don't have access to black have no fucking cards to play with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, so what we were
You was
discussing.
playing with Isho. Isho's green black.
But think about it. Grisha.
Well, no, but like
Grisha.
if you don't go for it.
But then also Rosinante is green blue, and blue has a decent amount of Navy.
Also, nobody's gonna play. I'm sorry, nobody's gonna play Isho because Prona exists. They're the same color.
Absolutely.
Isho never sees play again because Prone exists, but also Blue Navy is not good. It was tailor made for Sakazuki.
Oh, absolutely.
It was not made for blue leaders. It was made for Sakazuki.
Yes, and hit him, Manny.
Hit what? The what? I'm sorry. I was looking at Beppo. Beppo's asleep.
Fucking put him to sleep.
What's happening?
Baby.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Bro, like so. But what we were talking about was
Zooming on the cat. And done. Okay.
what the topic was that we wish that every set wouldn't have any more than like 3 leaders.
Oh yeah.
No more than like 3 leaders per set, and a lot of the color support be to go to support previous leaders that were neglected.
And then I had to tell him that's what EBO1 is.
I would say 4 leaders just because I'm a fan of meme leaders like Foxy, stuff like that. Like, I feel like every set needs that one meme leader that is just kind of fun to bring to locals, but doesn't-
Bro, well, because here's the stance I gave. Honestly, 'cause I was gonna be kind of generous with 3. I said 1. I said so. You give us I
You're
said
wild.
you give us 1 leader.
don't
and-
like that. Don't like that at all.
No, I know.
I like it because you don't have to print a whole new card pool to support a leader. You can print a leader that goes back to support old cards with a new revised effect. And then you can print a bunch of support cards for other decks that just didn't do anything when they were released.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
you
then
would
think
print-
about it. Like,
you-
after a few sets, we'll just kind of have, like, not a big leader pool at that point.
Well, no. You don't do this for every
our
set,
leader
of
pool is
course.
huge.
And it's already, bro. We already have 50 leaders. We have over 50 leaders.
It's almost getting to a point that doing tier list videos for leaders is kind of like
Bro, it's hectic.
it's
As
hectic
an
to do
expert
all
on
of them.
Zephyr, right?
If we're getting to the point
Tell me.
No, I just wanted to throw that out there, flex.
Oh, yeah.
Bro,
all my
it's-
Zephyr content.
so the idea was that they would give us one leader, and that all the rest of the support would just go back to supporting the pre-existing leaders. And the one leader we do get, you wouldn't give them a new tag, you would give them a previous tag that was under-supported. So you could give this new leader a fuck ton of support while also supporting other old leaders that share that tag. For example,
Queen.
aren't there like 4 Animal Kingdom Pirates leaders?
There is.
No, hold on.
There's 2 Kaidos,
Okay,
a
let's.
king,
Oh, I was gonna say we have 2 Kaidos and 2 Kings. That's already
I was
four.
like 2 Kaidos, 2 Kings,
a queen.
A queen.
That's 5.
It's 5 right
Okay,
there.
but purple Kaido and purple blue Kaido don't exist anymore.
Bro, purple.
Whoa,
Purple Kaido's actually
I
fine.
think
Big
purple
ass.
Kaido. I think
I'm
purple
for
Kaido
sure,
could
for
come
sure.
back because Black Marie has a card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I see
Wait,
somebody
how are you
playing
gonna
purple
play a
Kaido
black
pretty good
card
too.
in purple Kaido?
What does
What?
our race
Black
have to do with
Maria.
anything?
Shut up.
Oh my god.
Okay. So, because that was because
She's white as fuck.
example I was giving though was like, for example, God, has every color combination for Navy been done? But because here's what I was saying though, it was like
Navy doesn't have a red.
we could get no. I was saying as far as the colors that Navy has touched already, I think all their color combinations have been done. Because Navy's been green, it's been black, and it's been blue. And we already have a blue black. We already have a green blue.
They have a purple Navy.
There is also purple. So yeah,
There's no purple Navy leader.
So okay, that's what it was. So
Neo Navy.
the one example.
Yeah, that doesn't count because you know why you can't search navies with them. Fuck.
So the example was that, for example, you would print like a purple green Navy leader as the one leader for the set, and you just print green and purple Navy support, and that would support pre-existing leaders.
Yeah.
And it also because I want green.
I don't like it.
Well, here's the thing. Hear me out. I think green Navy would make a lot of sense because green has the worst removal in the game. Green first has to tap shit, and then once that condition has been met, then it can tap things up to a certain point, unless the card's just bad. So what you could do instead is green could tap something, and every other color would have just whatever they target it would be dead. Green should be able to lock it for an entire turn like Doflamingo. It should tap it and lock it so that you have, if you want to go for it this turn, you can, and your opponent will probably just give it up because they have to protect it for 2 turns if they really want to keep it. And also, it would make so if you don't want to go for it, it's kind of like you removed it for a turn anyway because it can't restand. But also on top of that, because remember Zephyr, purple Zephyr negates effects.
Yeah.
And we don't think that's a purple thing. We think that's going to be a Navy thing.
Yeah.
Because the shackles. So it would be the green Navy removal would be you would tap it and negate its effect. It's like it's not even there. The opponent can't attack with it. The opponent can't activate any effects on it or anything like that. It would give green much needed good removal. It'd be flavorful because they're shackled so they can't move. They can't restand.
Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. The only problem with it is, I guess, kind of how we were talking about before, is that unless the lockdown is very efficient, kind of like with Dolphy, because like the Tendril Dolphy, he just hits the board, things are locked down.
Yeah.
Every other card has to be just as efficient as that, or else it just gets outpaced. It's kind of like when attacking effects, it's just too slow.
Well, no. Because I think it would all just be like it would be like. Because all the other removal for the other colors at this point is basically it's on play. So it would just be like on play, tap the card, it can't be restood, its effects negated.
Yeah.
Like I think you would just print a bunch of those because it would be really strong removal because it's on play, but it also wouldn't be the strongest removal because if it's still there within the turns or whatever.
Yeah.
Unlike every other color, it's in the trash pile. With green, it does have the potential to restand. So.
I do. And then you guys tell me, if I play a card that says negate the effects and the card is a blocker, does it stop the blocker?
Yes.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Then then that's
Yeah.
fine.
Because the way it's worded, it like basically the card's
The
vanilla.
vanilla.
Yeah.
I do have another topic that I wanted to bring up, by the way.
What is it?
So I was talking with Omar. Shout out to Omar. His YouTube channel is non-existent.
Shout out Omar. I know you actually do watch the
guys-
videos.
Do you guys think that
But Omar, you know too.
the one from work?
Oh.
That
Oh.
you know? Oh, I mean,
It's
Like the one that stayed with us at the Airbnb.
Okay, if it is that Omar, shout out to Omar.
So do you
If it's
guys
that one,
think?
the other one, fuck them.
What do you guys think about the health of the game with things going that they're going now? For example, do you think that something should be implemented like an actual banned/limited list or
Yes.
some sort of format?
I don't need to think about it.
It's
I hate rotations. I'm not a fan of
Okay.
card games that have rotations, so I'm automatically not going to pick it.
Okay.
But I do think a ban list needs to be into like where there's a 4 of, a 3 of, a 2 of, a 1 of, and that's it. Like but the
I think
thing
even
is,
to simple it, like 4, 2, and 1. Because if something's
3, there's no point.
strong enough to be limited in some way, like taking 1 out of your deck, whatever.
Yeah.
But taking it down to 2 it's a decent enough hit.
I just think
Yeah.
where you can still-
cards should get semi-limited.
Yeah.
I find it crazy they
And
don't.
I think more often than they are, because people are like, excuse me, they haven't, but not. First of all, they
Well,
haven't.
no,
been,
cards
and
never been
also-
semi-limited.
Right, but like some cards went down to a 1 of for like
Right.
a month, but they also waited way too long to even
Yeah.
do
Right.
so. That's where I was talking. I personally am a fan of rotations. I would say with the rotation, I wouldn't like to see leaders rotate out.
Of
I
course.
would
but
like
it
to
is
see
though. But
cards.
that's the thing.
No.
There's no way. There's no way they're going to reprint like cards in rotation and then keep the same leaders, because that's just not going to happen.
Well, I think it
And then-
would. Because that's how I think the rotation should happen.
Right.
Because as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, as someone that started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and Yu-Gi-Oh's majority of like my career,
Yeah.
whatever,
The same.
I was against rotations also. But after looking at what Yu-Gi-Oh has devolved into, and it's
They-
because there is no rotation,
Exactly, and
I've
they
swapped
have
sides.
a ban list, but even with that ban list, there's still a winner by turn 2.
And they
At
don't. They just don't.
most.
I feel like they just don't use it enough. They don't use their ban list enough.
But you're comparing apples and oranges. Like, I understand the problem with Yu-Gi-Oh, but the difference between Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, I don't want to get into that discussion. That was just
No, but that kind of goes like yes, I don't want to get into that because that's a whole other
Yeah,
video.
yeah.
But it kind of goes because the thing is, you're talking about a game that has no resource management versus a game that has resource management.
Yes. And-
Well, no, I know. I don't think it'd ever
However,
get that bad.
Right, but however, yes, it has resource management, but we're seeing cards come out just obviously power creep stronger and stronger, right? So now, for
Black
example,
Maria.
purple with Black Maria, but also now you have to think of not only 10 drops but 8 drops, right? For me to compete with an 8 drop, that 8 drop has to be
better
Gecko
than Gecko
Moria
Moria
levels.
or better?
And Gecko Moria, it's like, okay, 8 Dawn, you're getting like what,
14.
22 fucking Dawn?
Oh,
worth
if we're
of
going
shit?
the fucking
Because-
Luffy, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have like
Yeah, the
what's it
specific
called,
scenario.
Rebecca or your Luffy combo. So
Well,
it's
it's
like,
not even specific to scenario. That's the entire deck.
right. So it's like for 8 Dawn, for my boss monster of 8 Dawn, it has to do that. And so if a boss monster gets printed for power creep, because power creep has to happen, right? It has to compete with Gecko Moria for that deck to really be viable. Like I have to have an out for Gecko.
I agree.
Moria.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Power creep it'll happen by default for the exact reason you're saying. Because if you print a card, it's not as good as Gecko Moria. Why would I run it?
So, such as, for example, 10 drop Shanks, or I think it was that came out where like on play KO at 10k or
Yeah.
less. On paper, great card, but by the time I hit 10 Dawn, cool, I'm gonna KO your Gecko Moria. You already got 3 other creatures.
You have-
because of
yeah.
your Gecko Moria.
Yeah.
You have
I
a full board, and I had a creature that I just spent my whole turn playing.
But-
the card is unplayable.
But what I was gonna say though
Unless you're
before
red, purple.
that was that I remember in my stream I was saying what I wanted to happen was because someone said, "Do you think they're gonna implement a rotation?" And I said no. But you know how we do have the little like fruits in the bottom with the number or whatever?
Yeah.
I was saying I don't think that we're going to get a rotation, but I do think that was put in place as a safety net. So in the event the game ever does get so fucked that's what we need to do. They can always hit the panic button and the game and there will be a very easy rotation to understand. It's like all the cards that are 6 and up
Well,
are
Right.
So this is my thing about not rotations in a game where we have leaders. If it wasn't for the leader part, I would be more inclined to rotation. But it's because the leader. Because this is what happens. You're going to have to print a leader every set, right?
I mean, honestly, not even. Technically,
At least
you can have
one.
sets where you just don't even print
No,
a leader.
no.
Oh no, I'm curious to hear where this goes.
So,
Well, yeah, go ahead.
so let's say it's 2 leaders a set.
yeah.
What happens is that once a certain set finishes, and you're saying that the leaders are still playable regardless of the set,
Right.
the next sets on rotation have to fulfill the new leaders for that rotation. So now the leader you want to play, which is kind of like the same premise as it is now, but then you can't play them. So it doesn't. So it makes it redundant.
Wait, why can you not play the leader?
because they're not going to get any more support.
Well, they don't need to get more
that's
support.
my point, though.
But the thing is, there's no more cards that you could say. So, like, let's say hypothetically, you're like, I rotated out. There's a leader in set 2 that I like, but everything got rotated out.
Yeah.
But I can still play a set 2 leader. I have all the pieces I need, but there's 3 pieces that were here
Yeah.
that I can no longer play, and now this leader that I still want to play, it's out.
But-
I can
But
never play it.
new toys that you can play with enter the game to take
Right.
the place of the old cards. And they may not be like archetype specific to that leader. They may not share a tag or whatever, but they don't need to. Like a leader, like for example, Black Blue Sakazuki. He wouldn't give a fuck if the Navy shit rotated. You'd find a way to still make them work.
Exactly.
Red
So
Green
that,
Luffy and
that's my
Black
point.
Gecko do though.
So
Well, yeah, but they're
That's my point,
But like
though.
tribal decks just leave.
Well, that's my point. They can always come back because if you're now you still have you're printing the same amount of cards per set. If you limit it to like 1 or 2 leaders per set, now every now and then a set can come out that just kind of revives an archetype where like you'll look at the set and you'll look at the set coming out and you're like, oh shit. Blue fucking Dofi from set 1 might be playable again.
Right.
Like, let's fucking test this shit. And then after like 3 sets and it rotates out, you're like, yep, all right, gotta find a new deck, absolutely. And they can always have a legacy format where like people can play. But even like Hearthstone, for example, I used to love Hearthstone.
Right.
They even have a format now where shit rotates out, but people can
Wild.
still play
Play
Wild.
Wild. And
But
Wild's
if
way
you
more.
go and play Wild now, and they
What?
have resource management, even with their resource
Yeah,
management,
yeah.
Wild is fucking wild.
Wild's a fucking
Wild.
But
And eventually, no matter how much we don't want it to happen, One Piece is gonna get.
it's gonna get because we're already
It's
getting to the point where we're
going
getting
to get there.
We're getting like 1 drops and 2 drops. We're only in OPO8. We haven't even hit double digits yet, and we're
Exactly.
already getting 2 drops that say like play an 8th man. The fucking Katakuris we're getting, and the Kings and all that we're getting.
And yes, you can't do it on like your turn 1 or 2, but like eventually, I mean,
It's
think
so
about it,
close.
You can fucking just fucking
We're-
8-drop
we're-
Katakuri on turn 3 and
It's-
2 of them.
The precedent has
Like,
already
what the
been
fuck?
set, basically, of like a 2 Dawn card saying cheat 6 Dawn. Like,
Yes.
And we haven't hit double digits, and it'll only get worse as the game goes on. And my rebuttal to the whole thing about like, well, you can't play the old leaders because you can't play their support. If it's a set 2 leader though, realistically, and we're like in OPO 15, can I play that leader to begin with?
What color
OPO
is that Katakuri?
He's purple.
Purple.
Oh man, if he was yellow, fucking 8-drop Gecko Moria and just grab 2 of those Katakuris.
But that's, the whole thing is like,
It would be kind of stupid.
for example, OPO 10 or whatever, right? It's like
It'd be
if-
OP10. It wouldn't be OPO.
Oh, it would be, but
Not jokes on you, Ben. That adds up.
if all of my cards have been power crept out of the game, I can't really play them anyway. I mean, sure, I can physically play them, but I can't play them on a competitive level.
Right.
And if it's like, well, not everybody's competitive or whatever, well, it's like, at that point, what's stopping you from playing for fun then? Like, rotate them out anyway, and you could still play them for fun. Because
Yeah.
you can't play them competitively to begin with.
Exactly.
Bro, who plays card games for fun? We're playing this shit for the glory.
I think we Slay the Spire for fun.
We do say this fire for
Yeah,
fun.
but that's not a trading card game. That's a board game.
We can trade in there.
True. We
Don't trade
potions.
trading cards.
That is a trading card game.
No, we trade potions. We don't trade cards.
Is a potion not a card though?
It is a card.
But it's a potion. It's
But
a
it's a
card.
card.
It
Fucking
is,
got
it's a
him.
card that is.
Thank you.
It's an icon of a potion.
You guys can't see him right now, but he's tearing up because he knows he's lost.
Yeah. How long has this been going on for?
I actually don't know.
Let me take a look.
I would say a good 2%.
It's been an hour and 1 minute.
We're good to slay some spots.
I do. Well, I have one more little topic.
Okay.
Like, I feel like we only really
It's
talked about
not
2
that
things.
little. It's average.
I was someone brought this up to my attention, and I was curious.
Uh huh.
Do you consider net decking cheating?
No, what the
What
fuck?
the
What
fuck?
kind of
No.
question is that?
No, I'm being
What?
serious. So there was
Bruh.
So I play Star Wars, as you guys know, and on one of the
For some
Facebook groups, this dude goes on this huge tangent. I wish I could find the thing. If I do, I'll send it to you and you can add it. But goes on this huge tangent about how net decking is technically cheating
He's stupid.
How?
because he believes that to test someone's skill, deck building is a part of it.
So
And and if you are net decking, you are not using your skill on how to better your deck to yourself. You're just going off someone else's experience to then build your deck. So you're not even playing with your deck. You're just playing with someone else figured out. Now, Is he wrong? Yes, he is.
Of course.
And that's my take.
Right,
Obviously.
and-
But I just want to hear your takes real fast.
Well, let me give you my take as somebody that strictly net decks. I net deck myself. It's completely different. Some people are really good at building decks. Like when we go, I win a lot of my pre-releases that I go to because I'm good at kind of just building decks off of scratch. But when you talk about building a deck for competitive play, there are going to be cards that you miss. Like you don't really see interactions from a card 3 sets ago in this card, right?
Exactly.
So sometimes, or every time, what I'll do is if I'm interested in playing a deck, hey, I want to pick up this leader, Boa Hancock. I'll look at a few net decks and I'll be like, okay, so what are people having success with so that I can kind of see the combos, right? But I do put my own spin on it. I'll be like, not a fan of that card, doesn't work for me, but I really like this card. I'll put my own spin on it. But just because you show up with a great deck doesn't mean that you're going to win. There's still this skill of knowing what to play, when to play, how to play.
I was gonna
completely different from
So
how to build a deck.
a couple things I was gonna say regarding it.
Go ahead.
Is it less skillful? I think sure you can make an argument for that to an extent, because the argument is always that like the decks that win are those that, because it's always like the deck that won that day was the best deck that day, and then the following event or whatever, people have analyzed the previous event and they have been able to make adaptations to their deck to account for that, and then that's the deck that usually beats that deck in the next event. And that's why decks are always like changing by like 2 to 4 cards every single, because it's the text, because the text make the big difference in everything, right? But on the opposite side of that, our good friend Colin recently got second in a Treasure Cup.
Nationals. Yeah.
Was it
Second?
Nationals or
No,
Treasure
it was the Treasure Cup.
Treasure.
Oh, okay.
No.
Treasure
Colin
Nationals.
got second in a Treasure Cup piloting Sakazuki, and his deck was 49 of the 50 cards that Jonas played. And it's like, are you going to say he's not a skilled player? He got fucking second place.
Jonas played Sakazuki.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Good for him. Off that.
It's like, would you say that Colin's not good despite the fact that he has piloted the deck to near perfection for 9-10 rounds?
And probably in at least 5 of those rounds, he was playing a literal copy of Jonas's deck, like playing against one.
Right. It's
But
like
he beat him.
It's like he may not have built the deck, but there's still an element of skill to it. And I guess actually, this question's stupid for many different reasons, because it isn't even like, is it skillful? Is it cheating? Cheating to me would be defined as there is a rule set and you are breaking those rules.
Yeah.
Nowhere in the fucking One Piece rule book does it say you have to build your deck yourself.
Hey, I'll just bring it up
That is-
because I read it, and obviously everyone's attacking on the comments, and I was curious because I was like, one, I don't agree with the man because like how you guys are saying, you can give me the recipe to a cake. Does not mean I could cook the cake. So there's some people who, yep, I gave you the step by step, but you still find a way to fuck it up.
Also, your deck is not what determines if you win or not. It's you knowing your deck and knowing the matchups, because you can
Yes.
have the best deck and you can know that best deck, but you not knowing the matchup will fuck you over. For
It will.
example, last time I went to a regional, I typically perform pretty well in regionals. I usually go X and 2-ish. But the last one, I went like fucking X and 4 because I didn't test play up until that point. I just went with a deck that I felt comfortable with, but I didn't know my matchup. So like I would win the dice roll and I just kind of sat there and blanked because I didn't play test. I was out for 3 months. I just didn't play any, and I didn't know the matchups.
Yeah.
So that's
No, it makes
there's
complete
so
sense,
much
too.
that goes into it.
Because like literally, knowing the matchups is probably it is the most important thing. Because say for example, you know your deck in and out. You're the perfect pilot of your deck, but you don't know your matchup.
What the other deck does.
So something as simple as you winning that die roll and not even knowing what gives you the bigger advantage. There are some matchups that are
Exactly.
unwinnable from
I'm just
second.
sitting there like, shit, I don't know what to do.
It could be something as simple as like OPO5, I was on Katakuri, and it was always great to drop Big Mom on 10, so I'm gonna take second on my matchups. And then you go into the very next set, not realizing you're supposed to be taking first from Gecko Moria. Like, it's just shit like that. You just give up and that's a matchup too, where it's like, you want first from Gecko because if he does take first, that matchup becomes a lot worse for you all of a sudden. You can know your deck in and out, but before you even know how to play against Gecko,
In-N-Out Burger.
Oh, gotcha.
before you even know how to play against Gecko, you've already set yourself on the back foot just by taking the wrong turn. away.
Yep.
Like,
I've seen that a bunch with like yellow players where like when when I'm playing like yellow black I'll make Luffy, and no my bad, I'll play Dolphy, and like during set 3, and they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna take first, so you don't get to be aggressive with me. I'm like, that's fine, bro. You can take yourself off
You
first.
know, a perfect example of not knowing matchups is going against blue nowadays. 4-drop pudding. People just don't.
Yeah.
They don't play against blue enough to know that, like, oh, let's say you're an L, taking all of your life and having 9 cards in hand is not a good fucking thing to do against
I will
blue.
tell you this right now. The first time, pudding was a card where it happened to me once, it will never happen to me again.
Exactly. I was playing.
I was like, damn,
I was
if I
the L
do.
player. I went to fucking like 10 cards in my hand. I'm like, dude, I've got this shit. All of a sudden, I was playing on the sim, and all of a sudden, my hand is at 5, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Bro, what was it? I was playing at the locals, and I'm playing Black Yellow Luffy, and I'm playing against I forgot what blue deck I was playing against, but he was playing blue. Zakazuki. And then he goes, how many cards do you have in your hand? And you know what? He was so funny about it. Like how we were talking before, I couldn't. It was so funny. I could not laugh, even though it was kind of cheesy. I couldn't. He goes, how many cards do you have in your hand? I go, 16. He goes, no, you don't. Drops the pudding, and I was like, fucking got me. I still won the game, but he got from that point. I
won
was
after going
every
to bed
card
at
had it. No, because I kind of had a board. But every card I had to play after that had to be efficient because I was like 2 steps away from losing.
Oh, yeah.
Because my hand now went from I have everything to I have nothing.
Literally, like, just being comfortable and like knowing your deck and everything. Because I remember, for example, I was digging around on Garp on the sim or whatever, right? Fucking around with chat, just fucking around with chat on Garp, and
Trying to prove how bad he is.
I remember like there's a game and I've won it basically. I have won this game and I mapped it out in my head, and I'm like, the most he can do this turn, it's like I have 1 life. The most he can do is play, and it's a yellow player. Like he can play a rush and Nell for the second attack. So as long as I have 4K in my hand, I just cannot know.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well I'm gonna take this 2K out of my hand. I'm gonna put it on the board because mathematically I cannot lose with what I have in hand already. And then he plays 5-drop rush ace instead, and then he plays another one, just kills me. I'm like, that was 3 attacks. I couldn't do anything about it because I forgot that card existed. Like, yeah. It was like, shit. Well, and that's literally it. It's just like, if you don't know what the meta looks like currently, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And then no matter how well you know your own deck, your opponent just catch you by surprise and just fucking kill you.
Yeah.
You just pay the price
Because
for it.
you have to take that deck. So honestly, in all honesty, you guys should be net decking. You shouldn't just be throwing a fucking deck together.
And that deck is always a good base to start with.
Yeah, and that
it
deck's
is
a great
good
base, yes.
And then you should be grinding with, if you're trying to play competitive, you should be grinding with that deck, and you should also be playing the deck that typically does really well against your deck, because the best way to beat a deck is to know a deck.
Yeah.
That's honestly it. Like, what I love to do is I would play the decks that I'm bad against, and like I'd kind of look like what my hand looks like throughout the game, so that I can kind of get an idea of usually about how much counter I can expect my opponent to have.
Yeah.
For example, I didn't know Reiju runs like 16 fucking 2Ks.
Yeah.
When my dude had, I'm against my opponent, I'm like, all right, he's got like 8 2Ks in his trash, still countered out of like a 15K attack with fucking like 6 cards in hand. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what do I do, right?
What do I do?
I didn't know the matchup, so
Yeah.
I played some Reiju, and I'm like, yeah, dude, this feels fucking great. But I also, you find the deck's shortcomings
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
That's how you fucking grind it out.
You find out what the weaker turns are. You
And-
figure out what the worst curve is.
Yes.
You learn what like the choke points of the deck are.
And
Yeah,
that's
stuff
where
like
you
that.
can make adjustments as you go, because it's literally the saying, you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Just fucking grease it up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
I do know all the time when I
Put
go to
grease on
build a
the
deck.
wheels, by the way.
Yes.
A lot of the time that I go to like build a deck, a lot of the time like I do pull up like 3 or 4 well-performing lists, and I start making an amalgamation of them or whatever. Sometimes I will just take a deck though, and then there will be like 3 or 4 cards that jump out at you like, what the fuck is this guy doing? You just cut it out or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember.
No, I'm not playing that.
Yeah. I remember like when I first got into Gecko Moria, and I remember like negative hollow, the card that makes you discard a card. I was like, all right, well I'm gonna take this list. These players are all stupid. They clearly don't realize how good negative hollow is. So we're gonna go ahead and put this card in, obviously, and then. I didn't have room for 4, so I remember I put it down to 3, but then I realized my leader is one of my cards, so I actually had 50 cards, so I had to cut a second one, So I just had just the 2 in my deck. I was like, we're just gonna run this. And then I don't know what happened, but somehow with chat, we got confused or whatever. So we ended up with 1 in our deck. It's like, all right, well, we see the 1 though. We know how strong it is, and we'll know how many more to add. We played 2 games, and both times, just the 1 copy was awful. And I was like, okay, well, I now see why this card is not it, and I just cut it.
Yep.
Like, you can like take a deck, and you can mess around with it or whatever. But a lot of things are like tried and true for a specific reason, and sometimes it's not until you play the deck that you understand why people are doing the things that they do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like to go back to like an old thing. I know you guys always memed about it with me, but it's kind of like sometimes there's some cards where you see a list that tops, and then you're like, I don't know how you won with that card. It just makes sense. Like kind of when like during set 1 when I had the Sentamaru in it, and like and you guys, Chris, I explained it 20 times even before Treasure Cup of why I had it and why in this, and then yes, could it be a break? Yeah, but it was just something where in my head it made sense to the order of operations of how things worked, and sometimes that's how it clicks. But you're only going to find that out with is when you build your deck and you even net deck it, you play it. And what I did when I was how I tested for cards, it's whichever card of my 50 is weak, I'll take 1 copy of out and put 1 card I think would be better. And then if that 1 card starts to perform better, I'll take out a second copy of the card that I thought was bad, put in the second copy, and start moving it up.
At what point
until
do you take the leader out and put a leader that you...
But I just love the picture, like Manny's like whole process though. He's
I'm like 5 locals in a row, I lose, fuck the leader.
God, it would take 5. Losing 5 imagine losing your local 5 times. You're like, all right, this
You know something that's always hard.
Well, you have to realize we have like 2 locals a week.
still,
We're spoiled
but
in
you're
that
not even playing at like event level. It's if my deck has lost 2 locals, I'm like, oh, this deck's ass.
Well, yes, in the grand scheme of the general population, locals and general population, sure. But I think our locals is pretty high caliber because we have Trevor, we have Arvin, we have you guys. Like we have people who top.
Colin.
Muhammad, Colin. Yeah. Like our locals is actually pretty stacked.
Our locals is
Tampa locals are fucking.
So it's one of those things. So like I was saying, within 5 locals, I played at least everyone within the circuit at least twice.
So what about this? You've gone 0-2 drop 4 locals in a row. There's a shot in your head. You're like, I'll get him the 5th time.
I'll give it a shot.
Oh, okay.
But he's gonna swap a card out. But
Yeah.
You know something that's like so disheartening to me that like gets me every time, and it makes me so upset, is when cards get revealed and I'm like, dude, I cannot wait to play that fucking card. And then you look at the winning list and none of them play that card. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, why would I play the deck if I can't?
Bro, that's how I feel about the it's a 3-drop Dolphy that has the leader Dolphy effect as its main thing. Yeah. In my head, I'm like, why are we not playing that card? No list plays it.
It's so expensive.
Yeah, it is. And
but you can cheat it out.
So prone to removal.
It's so expensive.
But you cheat
if
it out.
You cheat it out with leader ability, it's a 4K. That's tapped.
He also has no counter.
And it's also a turn where you go when I used 2 Dawn, tapped 1 for leader ability. I brought this body that can't even match leader unless I have another Dawn to it. And if I'm gonna get the full value out of this guy, I now have to spend another 2 Dawn, so I'm already 5 Dawn in the hole just to even get to the next body. Like,
yeah, but that's 7 Dawn on the board. That's a 7K swing is 7 Dawn on the board.
Oh no, I do.
And then you know what's more than 7 Dawn? Gecko.
I remember. Let's close this out because with one last topic I would like to talk about.
Slay Spire.
Because
look it up.
You said something earlier. We were talking about like power creep and everything, having to meet Gecko Mori and all that. I remember me and Nick were having a discussion the other day. What do you think is the strongest card in One Piece?
Honestly, I do believe that it's Gecko Mori.
I also said Gecko Mori.
Value-wise, because here's the thing. Here's the reason. It's not a 10 drop.
Yes.
So you have extra Dawn to do stuff before or after Ice Age, for example. But you have the Dawn to do stuff before and after. He single-handedly got a 1-drop event banned.
Bro.
And so you have Dawn to do stuff before and after. You can play it on turn 4 if you go second.
Yes.
And just the pure value that you get out of it.
And it's not even like he's a 9-drop. He is an 8-drop.
Yep.
So you can literally
and 9k power.
You can go and 9k power, bro. You can go second drop him on 4, because it's like why I didn't think like the best body would be like a 10 drop, for example, because like sure the body's really strong on 10, but you can do Gecko on 8, and then on your 10 dot turn you can Gecko again. Like you can.
And it's also the fact that like he gets a 4 drop and a 2 drop, but the bodies that you can get out.
Yes.
I mean, he brought Borsellino up to, what is he, 50, 60 bucks?
Yeah.
You have Rebecca, arguably the best 4-drop in the fucking game with what she does, depending on the build. It's just...
He just gets... And,
the value is
I agree.
And because his effect is grab another... It's basically grab 2 other effects. So, like, he doesn't do one specific thing. It's like, whatever you need him to do in that moment. It's like, if I need... Like black, purple key moving forward. He can go, if I need to pop something on the board, I can do that. Or I'm very comfortable. I don't need to pop anything. Or there's nothing to pop because my opponent's not giving me any board. I can draw 4 cards. Like.
And also, if you're talking about, like, there's so many times when I'm running the deck and I'm playing with Gecko, which I fucking hate. I hate myself for doing so. But, like, let's say you have 3 bodies on the board, and then you're looking at your Gecko and you're like, oh no, I don't get full value out of it. What a good problem to have.
Yeah, I know. Bro,
Like, what a good problem
bro,
to
he's
have.
fucking... That card is...
Oh no, I have to value Gecko. I have to play
Right.
Woe is me.
Exactly. Like, woe is me. And then he's only 1k less power than a vanilla.
Bro.
And he gets
All of his value.
He
Meanwhile,
is...
Judge is an 8-drop 8K for some reason.
Yes.
He is actually... Fuck, like, that card makes... Like, he realistically... So I remember I was talking to Nick, and it was like... Because...
I still think 10-drop Linlin Kaido is a very, very strong card.
He should be leader locked and type locked. The 8-drop Gecko. He absolutely should be, because...
Bro, he should!
I would... Because then there would be a place for Gecko Moria to just be a good deck on its own.
Yes.
And there's nothing, like, crazy that he gets, because the 2-drops in that, they're decent.
They're
You
mid.
can get a blocker, you can get the penguin,
Yeah.
but it forces you to kind of, like, play that archetype, which a card that good should force you to play a fucking archetype.
Well, I can still play brand new.
I remember saying, like, when we were discussing...
Well, not if it's type locked. Yeah.
When I like his stat line and all that, I remember saying like because Nick mentioned Judge being 8-8, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Gecko should have been an 8-7.
Even
I think he's
6.
bro. I was gonna say because like
No, not 8-6. Actually, you know what? On lore, it would kind of make sense because he never actually fought. It was his shadows that fought.
yeah, I was gonna say 'cause I think he should have
8-0.
he should have been an
No.
8-7
That's wild.
because if he was an
It
8-7,
gets out by Vista.
yeah,
They messed up out.
but if he was an 8-7, because remember one of the bikes he brings out comes out like for example just grabbing a Lucci. It would be before you even account for the second body he brings out. If it was just the Lucci, you're establishing a 7k body and a 6k body for 8 Dawn, which is already massive. But then he gets a second body on top of it.
Yep.
Like,
Because then you have the problem also, because the bodies that he can bring out are so good. Let's say you're playing, like, for example, I've been testing Boa, right?
Yeah.
If blue is a reactive color, you can't react to that in a neutral way, even with 10 Dawn, because you either get rid of the Gecko or you get rid of the bodies that he brought out. You can't, like, even with 10 Dawn, you can't react to that in a net positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Unless
agree.
I'm using the 10 drop Kaido to put the Gecko back in their fucking hand.
Yeah.
So they can do it
and then
again?
guess what? I still can't target the 4 drop that they brought out.
yeah,
Because
bro,
it's like it's not fair.
what like that card is insanely fucking. That card came out sets before he showed up.
Yep.
That card is fucking insane.
Absolutely.
That card single-handedly gave birth to Black Yellow Loser.
The fact that he's not banned is stupid.
The fact that he's not locked is stupid.
I think that's it. I don't think he needs to be banned. I think he needs to be
I think you can have an effect that powerful if only one leader can play it.
Like, for example, Khalifa, good card, but you still have to KO one of your cards. She's a 9 drop for 9k.
Yeah.
Like, that's a boss monster.
Yeah.
That's a solid boss monster that you would play. But Gecko Moria is a, dude, you're playing black, why would you not play this card?
card.
You're
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
Bro, literally, because I remember it was.
And then there's Mihawk, a 9-drop blind K that hits 7s. Bro.
I remember
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Because I remember it was talking about like black. So the reason the whole way this conversation came up, what was it? It was talking about
You're fucking Gecko.
we're talking Black Purple King, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It was talking about Black Purple King, and I remember it was like the card pool might be getting to the point where because King has so many cards to play that maybe he doesn't play Gecko, and that's how the whole conversation started. Because it was like, I think if you build black, he's the first 4 cards you put in,
Yeah.
and then you build around.
So
that.
the only reason you wouldn't put him in is if a leader, like, let's say... Now that I think about it, I can't even.
Bro, like,
Because I'm sitting here thinking about Black Yellow Luffy, and I'm like, if a leader only goes off of like 5 drops, and I'm like, wait a fucking.
Funny enough,
lives and dies by it.
I'll tell you this right now: if Gecko gets banned, Black Luffy stops being banned.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
overnight.
absolutely.
Overnight.
And then Red Yellow Sabo comes out the board. Actually, that deck is actually really good.
Oh my good, but
The Red Yellow Sabo.
I have to pee.
All right. Well.
No.
Should we do an outro?
Well,
No,
just
no,
like
Wait.
no, just like Brandon's bladder, we need to run.
I would also. Oh, okay.
I'm leaking.
Wait. Because we never did a review of quarter or anything. The purple
10 drop Kaido.
Linlin. What are your guys'
it's
thoughts?
on attack, trash one of your opponent's
His back
cards.
says on attack.
It's on attack, Dawn -10, heal a life, your opponent loses
Okay.
a life, and then KO all characters on.
Okay, bad isn't the word.
No,
it's slow. It's a
think
good
it's too
card.
slow.
It's just slow because this is what's going to happen, especially because by this point, blue is getting a slight resurgence, which means Red Hawk is a card.
Red Hawk comes back, yeah.
And what's going to happen is going to go, I play this card. I spent my whole turn to play this card. I go, I'll pay 6 to bottom deck that
Well,
card.
before even that,
And draw a card because I'm Boa.
before we even do that, because I remember I mentioned it. So we're talking about blue again, and we're talking about 6 Dawn. We're even at the point because I have to attack. I play Boa, and you can't attack with it. And I established an AK body in the process.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like there's also.
So AAK was the whole board, right?
Yes. But
So
it has to attack.
You can't even use it with what's the name? With Black Maria to get that Dawn back. And I think Black Maria is just going to be a staple.
Yeah.
But also, why would I play that instead of Purple Luffy?
That's what I said. So I remember
Well, what you could do is you can go.
That's just Sabo.
You can go. Yeah. You
Sabo.
play the 10 draw next turn. Play Black Maria. Play Sabo. Swing with the 10
So
draw.
here was how I looked at it. The reason I'm not a fan of
Yeah.
I see what I don't
Yeah.
like it.
The reason I'm not a fan of the card is because I compared it a lot to like 9-drop Green Zoro. Because it's like if you get that effect off, it's very strong. But I think Zoro's effect is stronger. Zoro says swing 16k 3 times.
Yep.
So Zoro basically says if I
I'm
make
going
it
to game you. You need to answer me now.
yeah, he literally says the game. If I just make it, the game's literally. I think that's probably the strongest effect in all of One Piece, and that card's not good.
And there's so many times where like my opponent will drop a 9-drop Zoro, and I'm just like, that's what you decided to do,
Bro, I remember.
You had 10 Dawn, and that's what you
Yeah.
decided to do.
I
with
remember
it.
there's a lot of time too where it's like I remember like they'll drop the Zoro and it's either I'm going to pop it or I'm going to kill you this turn.
You know
Like-
what was, I was playing against a Perona on the sim.
Yeah.
And on 9 Dawn, they dropped the Zoro, and I'm like, oh, thank God,
Yeah.
I thought they had Gecko. Thank God, I thought they had Gecko. Like,
Bro, there's-
for real though.
Because it's like it comes out and because it didn't do anything. Basically your opponent has said, I've given you an entire free turn.
Yep.
I've given you an entire free turn. Now if you can't deal with this
You're
or
in
me,
trouble.
you're in trouble.
And on exactly, because someone in the comments are gonna be like, yeah, but if you can't out it, you lose. Yeah, which is the reason you play the card.
Right.
Honestly, though, it's
But
not even a.
odds are, I'm either killing you that turn, because we're now at this point of the game where
Or
we're
you just
late game.
minus 10 Dawn and cleared Euroboard, don't have a blocker, I kill you next turn.
Yeah.
I literally think too. It's to the point where I think as many times as I've seen a Zoro hit the board, the 3 attacks have. As many times I've seen Zoro hit the board, I think I've outed him all but one. And there's only ever been one instance of the Zoro actually connecting to me and killing me. And that's how I look at that's how I look at like Linlin Kaido. Because it's like if they live, it's a strong effect, but it's not as strong as Zoro's effect.
And then there's even times where like Zoro will hit me once and I'm just like, oh look, a beige.
Yep.
But that's a yellow toxicity
But
thing.
really though, like it's when attacking effects,
Too slow.
It's too slow.
Yeah,
it's too slow.
And that's for me, that's not healthy with the game. Where it's like your boss monster has to do something on play because
Yeah.
you have cards like Gecko, you have
Yep.
cards like Khalifa. But I'm okay with Khalifa because it's like she does her on play and then that's it. Gecko is like, I do my on play and that's enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it gets to the point too where like because they don't do anything on play, and we're now getting like boss monsters too, like Stussy for example, has come out and answered your boss monster. Like if you play that and then I Stussy it, not only did you give up your turn, I established a
Did
body.
I say Khalifa?
Or was
Yeah,
I meant
it's
stuff.
just
No, I know.
Yeah, we got
We
you.
know.
Just.
And it's a little like what you're saying earlier though about like a card, you see it and it's like, oh, I want to play this card, and then they just don't run it.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at OPO 8 lists and they're just not running Stussy anymore, and I'm just like, except I'm not doing the whole like why would I play the leader thing. I'm in the point where it's like I'm gonna play this card anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna play
Why am I
it.
not gonna play the baddie in
Well,
One Piece?
Yeah, why would I play Perona if I can't run this card? Now you had to pee, Brandon. So I guess before we close this one out, any closing thoughts?
I don't have to pee anymore.
You don't have to pee anymore. I'm like that too.
No, I
Oh, you actually do?
yeah, I peed.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts, Nick?
I peed.
I'm good.
Would you like to defend Kaido or anything?
No.
Because you just kind of like shit on him for a bit. Okay.
It's all valid criticism. I just am in the same bin of if this card survives, you lose.
Yeah.
It's attacking, it's banishing a life immediately, and then it's a 12k swing. You have to.
Yeah.
deal with.
No. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. I just didn't.
I'm not saying the card is bad.
Right.
I just think it's slow.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't want to end the video without like the viewers hearing any rebuttal for
Yeah.
the Kaido whatsoever
It's,
because we just
it's not
tore into
leader
it.
locked, right?
No.
No.
And it's purple.
Yes.
Yes.
They're bullying
All right.
your help.
So what?
What? I didn't say anything.
It would actually be really good in purple yellow croc.
Stop.
Because I don't think you guys realize how fast purple yellow croc fucking ramps. We'll see.
You're correct.
We'll
I
see.
don't.
And I don't wish to.
It could also be double search.
I don't
Well, you
think
heard it here
Lakers
first
stock
on the
has.
small. What is our channel name?
Table
Table 101.
Table 101 podcast.
Table 101 podcast.
Goodbye.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
That was it.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys.
Bye.
Keep it cheesy.